Hey guys, welcome to Lorley's Classic Kitchen. I'm Lorley, so come on in. Hey guys, welcome to Lorley's Classic Kitchen. And today in my kitchen, I'm going to be making my version of an Irish soda bread. Now I know I'm not Irish, but I really enjoy the taste of this, and so does my family. I usually make it for them every year, and with corned beef, and we go all out. But first you're going to need to come on in, so I'm going to show you what you're going to need for this. First you're going to need 3 cups of flour, and you're going to also need a little bit extra for the side. And then right here I have 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt, and then in this cup I have a 1/2 cup of sugar, as well as 1/4 cup of softened butter. And then in this cup I have milk, 1 1/4 cup of milk with 2 teaspoons of vinegar, and that's for the vinegars, so it can be like buttermilk. Either you can use this method or use buttermilk. And then I have a box of raisins. So it's going to be your preference on what you're going to need. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my 3 cups of flours into the bowl. Flour. Okay, now that we got all of our flour in there, I'm just going to take all the other dry ingredients that I had told you, the baking powder, baking soda, and salt, and dump that right in as well, with the 1/2 cup of sugar, and just dump that little baby in. Now at this point I'm going to take my raisins. This is what I like to do, but you can use as many as raisins as you want. Normally like a 1/2 bag, but if you're feeling extra spunky, go ahead and add the whole thing, because I know my boys and my husband like raisins, and so do I. So I might just dump the whole thing today. See what I'm feeling. Yep, I'm gonna dump the whole thing. Okay, now once I have that in there, I'm gonna give this a quick mix. Now you might be saying, why is she mixing it with a knife? Well, it's because I'm actually lazy right now to get a spoon. So I'm using the knife that I'm going to cut the butter into. So like I told you before, why dirty another utensil if you don't have to? So you just want to make sure those ingredients are all incorporated into the bowl. Just like that. Hey, I'm a mother that does all kinds of things, so I'm allowed to be a little bit lazy with that. So now I'm going to take my butter and my softened butter. You got to make sure it's softened. You don't want it too cold. And just cut it in there, just like this. Okay, now that your butter is incorporated in there, I ended up switching to my hand, because sometimes if your butter's not too softened, just go ahead and switch to your hand, because you got to use it anyways, but make sure they're clean. And now at this point I'm going to make a little well in the middle, and I'm just going to pour some of the ingredients in a little at a time, because depending on how wet it's going to be, that's why I have a little more than a cup in there of the liquids, because I have to feel and I have to see that day to see how moist it is and how moist I want it. Now I'm going to add a little more, just like that. You want to make sure all your ingredients are mixed in there, but you don't want to over mix. That's what makes the soda bread and the baking soda taste. Now I'm going to add a little more. I'm actually going to use the whole thing today, so, and if it's a little moist, that's okay, because you're going to add flour to it afterwards when you place it on the board. Okay, now that you got it mixed together like this, but it's still a little sticky, you want to place some of that extra flour that I told you in the bowl and just give it a little twist. And that baking soda that you put in there, that's what makes this bread unique. That's what's going to be so yummy about this bread. Now, like I said, I don't want to over mix it, so I'm going to take it out and I'm going to place some flour down on your board. And then you want to take it and you just want to fold it in. Fold it all in the center so you can make like a round one, or a coarse round looking one. Just like that. And you want to leave the flour on the outside because it's going to make it look nice and pretty when you put it in the oven. And what I did before this is I preheated my oven to 355. Now you want to make sure you do that because that's important. So you can have a hot oven to put your soda bread into. Now, what I did over here in this pan is I put flour all over the pan because I want that flour on the bottom as well. And then once you have that together and on your pan, you're just gonna wanna smash it down a little bit. Okay, now once you have it on there and you flattened it a little bit, you're gonna wanna make like an X on top. First, I'm going down a little bit. Now you don't wanna go all the way down. And then I'm gonna cut from the other side and make an X on there. And that's so the middle can get cooked and it can leave that air pocket in there so it can cook it good. So now you're gonna wanna let your little soda bread baby in that oven. So come on, let's go put it in. Okay, now that it's in your oven, we're gonna wanna check it in probably like about 20 minutes. And you can insert like a butter knife or a skewer, and if it comes out clean, then you can take it out, and if it has a little like crispy top, that's what you're gonna want. But I'll show you that when we come back to it, and I'll see you in a little bit. Alrighty guys, I stuck a skewer in it and it looks good. Look at that. Nice and brown how I want it on the outside. And it's done. And another way you can test if it's done, if you tap it and it sounds hollow, that's a good indicator that your bread is done. Now what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna put it on a cooling rack with a towel over it, because before you cut this, you want to make sure it's cooled down a little bit, because then it's harder to cut. That's just the way soda bread is. But I'm gonna wait till it cools and I'll see you back. Okay, now that it's cooled off, we're gonna cut into this little baby right here. And I'm just gonna put it on here so all the crumbs don't get everywhere. You can cut it in the 4-way that you split it in the middle, just like that. But depending on how you're gonna eat it or your family's gonna eat it, then you just wanna cut it to your liking. See that, guys? Look at how gorgeous that is. Soda bread. If you've never had it, give it a try. It's great. And then I'm gonna have my son, because he loves soda bread too. I'm telling you, the kiddies like it, guys. He gets the first piece. His mommy loves him. See? Like every year, huh? You always ask me, Mom, can you make soda bread? It's St. Patty's Day.
I get better with milk though.
You like it better with milk? Why?
You get that milk flavor.
You get milk flavor. This ain't tres leches, Christian. Anyways, go ahead and try this with your families for St. Patty's Day. and have a blessed day. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Lorelai's Classic Kitchen for more of these recipes. I'll be seeing you guys soon. Bye.